I do sometimes feel like I had that kind of underlying abandonment, rejection feeling my whole life, even though I was 100% loved by my parents. It was nothing that they did.
That is tough stuff. This lingering sense that for some reason an adoptee just didn't measure up. These are feelings a lot of adoptees experience.
And those feelings often prompt the search for answers, an effort to learn the full story of their birth and adoption, and most importantly, the reasons why.
Every day in her Valley Junction shop, Becky Pospisil helps people create.
That's the goal.
And for as long as she can remember, she's always known how her family was created.
They just always told me that somebody else gave birth to me. I had a different mom and dad, but that they were my parents and they were the ones that were lucky enough to raise me. I was a gift, that I was picked, so I was special, just like this.
And nothing about being adopted bothered Becky until she started getting older.
We did reports at school, like you were supposed to pick a country that was where your family was from. And you're reminded at those times that you don't know where your family is from, like you don't have that history. And I didn't have that history. I remember being kind of upset that I didn't know. And I remember I picked Switzerland because they were neutral. And I thought it was a good choice, you know.
She jokes about it now, but as an adult, those missing pieces became more and more troubling.
And you know what the worst thing was? Going to the doctor and filling out your medical history and having to write unknown on everything. And even when I was pregnant, it worried me because my husband knew his family. And then it was like, what am I giving my children?
And the choices her birth mother made left her feeling angry and resentful.
We had a closed adoption. My birth mother had the opportunity to write a letter or do a video, and I could have it when I was 18. And she chose not to. My mom and dad were disappointed that she didn't do that, because they thought, they've always been so open, like they never kept anything a secret from me. And I think they thought that she owed me that. And I do think she kind of owed me an explanation.
Becky shared those feelings with me in a direct message a few years ago.
Hi, Erin. I loved your Mother's Day post. I'm adopted with no contact or information about my birth parents. Seeing what you wrote about your first son made me feel so emotional. I've always felt anger when thinking about my birth mother, mostly because she's never communicated. But reading your words made me hopeful that maybe, just maybe, she feels that way too, but has no way to express it. Either way, it sure makes my feelings of anger subside a bit. From this mama, thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's been 2.5 years, basically, since we had that exchange. Things have changed for you since then.
They have, yeah. So I took a DNA test, one of those online DNA tests. When it came back, it said that I was 50% like Western Asian, which is like the Middle East area of the world. And so we immediately thought it was a mistake. I went down kind of a rabbit hole on the internet, and I called my mom and I told her, and we got to doing some digging, and it kind of hit a dead end. Several months later, I was actually matched to a potential first cousin from that part of the world. And I reached out to him, and he was just as surprised as I was.
And after doing a little digging of his own, Becky's cousin was able to share details about her father and the circumstances that led to her adoption.
Thank God for the internet. I actually located him and found him, and I have pictures of him, and I know what he looks like now. And it was such a passive way for me to do that without causing pain to myself, another circumstance of rejection potentially, maybe disappointment. Just taking that simple DNA test opened up this whole box. I feel like a weight is off my shoulders. There's like a relief. There's no mystery anymore.
And yeah, Becky also found out about her birth mother, but just like with her birth father, she decided against making any contact. She just wanted that information.
Every one of these stories, goosebumps. I just can't get over
They're
the
their
twist.
stories.
I did not see that coming. Wow.
Yeah.
Series continues on Wednesday.
It does. So you're going to meet a young adoptive couple who had dreams of having a huge family, but infertility has gotten in the way of that. So their eldest son is adopted, and they have some really great insight to share on all of this. And they're also doing a lot to help other families, other adoptees, other birth parents. So their story is really cool too.
And you're never fully going to know the number of conversations this series is starting in homes all
I'm hearing
around.
from so many people. Here's what I'm telling people. I could keep doing this for the rest of my career
Right.
and never tell all the stories.
We're grateful you're telling these.
I'm grateful.
Yeah, it is grateful. It's so cool to see that and just to meet these people.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go down to her shop and see
should.
her
It's
stuff. I
super
know, very
cool.
cool. But also just say that how cool that she was able to come out and willing to come out and talk about this.
Yes.
And so sweet. Boy, I'll tell you, our temperatures tonight very cold. But Mirza Kudic, that doesn't stand in his way. He got another beautiful shot of our gorgeous city. He said, also, I can finally feel my hands and feet again. He said it was worth it, though. He said it's a brand new cover photo for him. He did some great stuff. Temperatures tonight will continue to drop. Our Facebook snowfall totals also felt in the footsteps of Mick up in Woodward. We are going to continue to see these temps sink into the single digits. Our record low tonight is 4 above. I think we're going to make it.